Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to take a quick preview of the Cowboys versus the Broncos. This is serious. Got a lot of updates. Camo time, bro. All right, guys. So we just got off a very emotional game here with the Minnesota Vikings. A hell of a win. This team is gaining immense battle-hardened camaraderie, band of brothers. And, you're seeing it from the locker room onto the field. All right. So this is another key game for the Cowboys. Now you're at the point where you want to show that you can handle success and start to stack these wins and start pull away and stay in contention for those seeds, right? You're talking about the bye week. There's only one team now that gets the bye week with this new expanded playoff schedule. So, it's very important for Mike McCarthy and his teams under his leadership have done really well in the playoffs. All right, so this is not something that we really have to worry about with the Garrett era. With those guys, you just never knew. Maybe you kind of had a feeling that these guys might choke it up. With Mike McCarthy, we get into the tournament. I feel really good about this team. All right, so this game here against the Broncos, obviously we get Dak Prescott back, full practice this week. The mock game, he participated in all this, no issues reported here. So he's going to be a full go for this game. I'm really pumped about that. And get the leader back, the guy that you want. If you're down to the nitty gritty and he has the ball, you have confidence that he can lead the team down and get the score, to win it. So Dak Prescott with this coaching staff and Kellen Moore calling the plays. They're going to be tough to beat. These Cowboys are tough to beat, and we're at home. Okay, so Denver Broncos. When you talk about the injury report, the Cowboys, we're going to be missing Tyron Smith. He's going to be out. With the bone spur. So that, like I said, pain management. We'll see. They're probably going to give it another week after this, and then maybe they make a decision as far as, do we need to sand this down? What do we need to do here? Typically, to fix a bone spur, you need a surgery. The surgery is like a scoping, a sanding down of that splintered bone spur. You know what I mean? So we'll see on that. Michael Gallup, I don't know if he'll make an appearance in this game, but he is practicing, so it's possible that maybe he gets a go, a few snaps maybe. So, but if not, I wouldn't be surprised if not. They might give him another additional week, but we're pretty close on that. All right, so Trayvon Diggs, good to go. The interesting part about this is at the end of the last week's game, you saw Kelvin Joseph out there in action, not Nashawn Wright. So I think that you're going to start seeing more snaps from Kelvin Joseph now that he's back in the mix. I think that's exciting because you get more speed in the perimeter, and maybe if they want to take a look at him in the slot as well. So I love it, man. I really do love that he's getting in the mix here. Linebacker, a little thin right now with Jabril the Steel Cox getting, with the unfortunate injury there, but they're going to roll with their guys. Mike McCarthy said he likes what he has. He prefers to keep it in-house instead of bringing in people here. So look for more Luke Gifford. Francis Bernard, he's in the mix as well. So these guys, they'll be participating more. Azur Kamara, I expect him to get more action as well because, they got rid of Bradley Anai. So they did bring him back to the practice squad. I think they had a changing of the mind there. So they did bring back Anai to the practice squad. But like I said, maybe you're going to see a little bit more snaps for Kamara off the edge. So he gives you a little bit of that as well. So key pickup there. We'll see there. CeeDee Lamb, I think he's going to be good to go. Amari Cooper as well. Blake Jarwin will not be in this game. He's got the hip injury. And we might see our first appearance of Sean McEwen. And he might get back in the mix. Had an outstanding preseason. Really looked like he was going to lock up that number 3 tight end position, and now he's back. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to make a serious push to be, possibly your number 2 going into next season. All right, so we'll see what the Cowboys do with Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz. Schultz is in the contract year. Jarwin, he's still under contract, so we'll see what they do there with these guys and tight ends. But it's a good room right now. It's a strong tight end room. I love that. All right, defensively, Micah Parsons had, arguably his best game. It was a signature Micah Parsons game. 11 tackles, pressures, hurries, tackles for losses. Really outstanding game for him. Defensive Player of the Week. Accolades on top of that. All right, so guys kicking ass right now. So as far as the game, some other details. The Cowboys are going to be wearing their 1976 throwback with the red, white, and blue. It's a beautiful helmet, going back to the Roger Staubach era. And I can't wait to see them don that. I think that's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to, to see these guys in action. I think it's going to just pump them up a little bit more as well. It's going to be a hell of a game. They're going to be donning that helmet. It's just going to be exciting to be back home at AT&T Stadium, celebrating our servicemen as well, with that helmet. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody in the service. Appreciate all you guys. You know how I feel about that. And now looking at the ref crew, let's break that down here real quick as well. I do like to break that down. But before we get to that, another bit of news here. There's news coming out that Kellen Moore may get some interest here. He's actually interested in that TCU position, and then TCU is mutually interested in him. So, some people may think that he may not get it, but for him to want to have to show interest, there's something there. You know what I mean? So I don't know that he's guaranteed to come back to the Cowboys, even with a raise. Maybe he wants to test the waters at that spot. Maybe he wants to start with college and then go into the pros. Or, maybe Jerry has another meeting, gets another raise, and he stays here again. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think about, will Kellen Moore stay here? Deion Sanders is also in the mix there for the TCU head coaching spot. So that's interesting indeed. It's not the most prestigious. TCU is a pretty good program, but if I'm Kellen Moore, I'm aiming a little bit higher, to be quite honest, So we'll see about that. Bill Vinovich is going to be the crew that's going to call this game here. I want to break down some of the numbers here. I did this last week. A lot of guys reached out to me and said they liked that, so we're going to do it again here. We're getting Bill Vinovich's crew. So what do they do? What are they most known for? Let's take a look at this here, right here. So, offensive holding, false starts, defensive PI, defensive offsides. Those are the top penalties. Now what's not good about this is his crew tends to go against the home crew. So if you look at offensive holding, more against the home crew. False starts, more against the home crew. But they get a little bit of a break here with the defensive PI. That goes against the away team, so that would go against the Broncos potentially, and defensive offside as well. So offensive line is going to be interesting. Speaking of that, Tyron Smith, like we just mentioned earlier, he'll be out. So who gets the spot? I kind of thought it would be, La'el Collins earlier in the week, but as you see more of the press conferences and some of the comments by some of the players, this is leaning more towards they might actually shuffle Steele to left tackle and reinsert La'el Collins at right tackle. Maybe this is a diplomatic way to ease out Steele to eventually be your backup again. Because once Tyron Smith comes back, you would have to imagine that that's it. Then we can gently put Terrence Steele back into the backup position, and you keep La'el at the right tackle. You have Tyron Smith. Now, it could be interesting is if Tyron Smith comes back and Steele goes back to right tackle and La'el goes back. So I don't know if that would happen. We'll see how these guys perform, but I think this is a good clue here. Check out this video here.
Right. I mean, we looked at the individuals that really where their reps were. How LC was repped in training camp and how the other linemen were repped in training camp. So this is more about the investment in footwork based off left side versus right side.
Okay, so that's I think that's a clue there. Talking about the snaps in the preseason. In the preseason, Steele had a pretty good amount of snaps at the left tackle position. And if we're talking about who has the better feet, it is Steele. Steele does have the better, quicker feet. So that's probably why he may ultimately be the left tackle in this game this week and possibly next week. Now, he didn't look too particularly good in the preseason at that spot because he did get a look there. He didn't look good. That's why a lot of us were apprehensive about him coming at right tackle whenever we lost Lyle, but he held up. And it looks like, from all indications, it sounds like he's doing pretty good in practice as well. So we'll see how he shows up there. Now, if he looks good at the left tackle during the game again, we have something really special with Terrence Steele, and I think that he will play a significant piece to this offensive line for the future as well. You know, not just this season as being a critical piece to the success of the offensive line. I think he has something going for him long term. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it on the game, guys. My prediction of the game: I think the Cowboys totally destroy these guys. I think it's going to be 27-13 Cowboys total blowout. Somewhat of a blowout. I think their defense will give up a little bit of a fight, and when we'll see some issues here, like I said, that the refs, that offensive line, we're doing a little bit of shuffling here. Plus, this crew, like I just demonstrated here, goes against the home team with some of these offensive holding and false start things that could give us some frustrating drives, right? So we'll keep an eye on that, guys. But I think we win it 27-13, guys. Let me know what you think about the game. Who's gonna win it? Who are you looking to shine in this game, guys? But that's all I have right now. Continue to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you post game on Sunday. Peace, everybody.